So I have just been staring at the moon, and I wanted to open myself up to receive, and I just felt kind of the urge to record this, so we'll see how it goes. The sky is insane tonight, so wow. I don't really know how to articulate this already, but I'll do my best. So earlier I looked at the clouds and I saw I'll put it in here, but what I was seeing was 100% like a bird, and it had like a hooked beak, so kind of like an eagle or a hawk or a phoenix, maybe all three. And you've taken flight. You've ascended. You are ascending. You are in ascension. You are walking upstairs, is a visual that I'm getting. Like you were in, it's kind of like not a dark room, and not in the sense that like necessarily bad darkness by any means, but almost like I don't know if mirage is the right word, but like a trance feels like the right word, like a trance state. And not that it was recent, but it was maybe last year, I don't know. A trance state, like a fog, it's a little bit, it's thick, and I've never done one of these before, but I don't know, it's definitely interesting to explain. It's a little like thick, and it's the colors that I'm seeing are like in the warm spectrum, like reds and violets, and also some cool colors coming through, like I guess violet is in the cool spectrum, but those colors are coming through, and it's just a little bit, maybe lust, maybe a little bit of like lust energy. And you were cutting through that mist. You were a beacon through that mist on that plane, and you were maybe at one point not able to see clearly through that, but you reached a point where you were very much able to see clearly through that mist, and people recognized that you were like a light cutting through that mist for the other people in that room, right? And so wow, okay, so you were this light cutting through the mist for other people in this room, in this plane, and people reacted to it different. Like, some people were very drawn to it, and some people were like, whoa, I didn't even know it was possible to see through this mist. I didn't even know there was a mist. I didn't even know there was a mirage, if that's the right word. And some people that terrified, and they didn't take it very well. And not that you said anything, not that it was anything that you were saying, but it was an energy. Because we speak through energy before we speak through words. And I think that like 96% of communication or something like that is energy, not words. So your energy cutting through this mist, some people are very drawn to it, like they're drawn to the light. But some people are terrified by it because in some ways you're like a mirror for them, and they look at you and they're like, oh, wait, hold on, I kind of liked this mirage, I kind of like this mist, like I don't want to wake up, maybe. I don't want to know. Ignorance is bliss, right? Because trying to even think about this life being anything other than what it is too much. It makes, and this is in the other person's shoes, it makes me question my belief system. It makes me question my reality, and that's the most terrifying thing to most people, is questioning their own reality, their own perspectives, and their belief system. And you, just by being you, just by being in your energy, just by walking in your energy, you don't even have to say anything, reflect that to people and make people question that. And that is a really interesting thing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's like you're a beacon, you're a star, you're a lighthouse, not a tugboat. And that's extremely powerful. So you're in this room, but there's stairs. And upstairs, it's, instead of a closed room with like wood and I don't know what, wood and brick, kind of like this room is giving like a club a little bit, like a club with those violet and red lights and old wood and old brick walls and kind of like a boom, boom, boom type of music or something like that. But there's a staircase, and upstairs there's clarity and there's light coming through. And it took you a minute to start walking up that staircase because, one, you didn't want to leave anyone behind. You saw these people downstairs and you're like, wait, come with me. You were like waiting maybe for them to come with you. And maybe these people aren't people, but rather belief systems that you had, beliefs that you had, situations that you had. And maybe it could be people too, like a person. You're like, come on, come upstairs with me. Let's go upstairs. And you were waiting, or you were trying to make it possible to take them with you. And again, them being a belief, a situation, XYZ, whatever it is. And finally you were like, you know what, I'm going upstairs. I can't stay down here anymore. I can't take you with me, but if you want to come with me, you can, and I will extend my hand, but I can only hold out my hand for so long. I'm going up. I'm going upstairs. So you did. And maybe you're all still on that journey up the stairs. Maybe you're still extending that hand, but you're walking forward and you're moving forward and on and up. And some of those people are looking. They're looking up at you and they're like, wait, where are you going? And you're like, I'm going up. They're like, wait, what? Really? And you're like, yeah. And you're finally taking those steps up, and people are starting to notice that. And maybe some people aren't yet, but they are. Maybe you don't see it yet, but they are. And you're walking up, and they're like looking up, watching you walk up and away, and not necessarily, not like in a way that you're like maybe even, okay, let me gather my thoughts. Not necessarily like cutting off or anything, but just like, I can't stay down here anymore, and this isn't serving me anymore, so I'm walking upstairs, and if you would like to, here's what it is: the people, the situations, the experiences, the beliefs that you don't need anymore, they're gonna stay down there. And but you will have the ones that follow, and they're gonna be good. And even if maybe it doesn't feel like it, it's correct for them to come up with you to that next level, if that makes sense. Like, not that it's okay. How do I communicate this? I feel like you're picking up what I'm putting down, but like, you're moving up, you're ascending, you're in the process of ascension. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I'm very excited to explore this new floor level. I don't know, like, it's not necessarily like a normal building. It's like, I'm feeling from the next level though, visually it might be more of like an open, like there's lots of light. It's not as dark as the room below, and there's lots of white, like sun shining light, and I'm seeing the sky. Like, it's not, maybe it's like an indoor outdoor situation, but you know what I mean? It's like there's a lot more like clarity and freshness and cleansing energy, and just, I'm just feeling, oh my gosh, also the moon there, it's kind of cloudy tonight, and the moon just, there are no clouds in front of the moon right now. It's like that. Like, hold on, I don't even want to stop it, but can you see that? Like, all the clouds are surrounding the moon, and as soon as I said that, it feels like that. It feels like an exhale and an excited energy to like power you up, or energize you to serve your purpose in this life. It's like once you tap into this divine energy, when you do tap into that, it's got your back, and it will help you carry out your purpose. And while you're up here, you might be having some friends come up too. They're maybe not come up yet, but they're like looking. And by friends, by the friends again, you know what I mean by that. Like, I think the people that I'm seeing, and even animals that I'm seeing, they signify situations, people, beliefs, and whatever else that means to you, environments. So this might be worth sitting with and meditating on for you, and just try to visualize, like, okay, what does this new level, like when I go up the staircase, what does it look like now up here? And really like sit in that and see the details and see the light, the colors, the feeling. It really it's like, I feel like the floor below was a bit intoxicating, but now it's like, wow, like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like excitement. It's excitement, and like just like it's happiness and bliss and purity and like purpose, and just like I'm literally like, I feel like I could float right now when I tried to describe this to you, versus the feeling downstairs where it was kind of like a little bit heavy. And not to say, like, we are, I think, on this journey of like we're going up, but like something that I really want to stress is that when you feel like you might be going downstairs a little bit more, or like going downstairs a little bit, it's not, there used to be levels lower than that, and it's hard for me to even tap into those energies right now. Like, if you are picturing whatever you're picturing, like for what I'm seeing, it's not necessarily building, but like maybe that was the downstairs, but even below that there was like a basement, and maybe there's something below that basement, right? And those are energies that I can't even feel right now. Like I can't, it's maybe a little darker, but that's how do I articulate this? But the okay, whoa, words. Okay. There was so much that came before that. And this is just one level of the ascension that I'm describing to you. So if you do happen to come across, you're like, oh, I'm feeling this type of energy again. I feel like I've like, if you're seeing the game, like the game Chutes and Ladders, if you ever played that when you were younger, or any type of board game, like sometimes when you roll a dice or something like that, there's like going back to square one, and you can feel like that sometimes, and you're just like, you are so dedicated to, and not even like you're trying to be disciplined for growth, but the growth is just you're like, I just like, it's honestly not even that hard for you, growth and ascension. Like, it's really not even that hard for you. But when you do feel like you take a step back, you're like, what a couple steps back might feel like to you, when it's really like, say if this is like a trail and you're like feeling on cloud 9, you're all the way up here, and then something happens and you get pissed off, or like whatever, your energy goes down, and you're like taking one step back to you, that feels like all the way off the screen and down, 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 down. Maybe not. Some of y'all. But that's not the case at all. Know that, like, when you're in this upstairs place that we're discussing and you feel like you're sinking back down a little bit, you're not. Like, and when you do feel that, just go back to your practices, go back to the basics, whether that's meditation or prayer or going outside, sitting under the moon for the night, like sitting in nature, going to the beach, self-care, taking a bath. Like, when you feel that energy, just take care of you. Especially if you're here, I feel like nature is very, very powerful to you and relevant for you and extremely healing for you. But moral of the story, don't get down on yourself if you feel like you took a step back, because I mean, that's the journey of life. Like, we're gonna go ooh, but you are spiraling up, not down. Even though sometimes it can feel like you're going through a bit of a downward spiral, but you're just so incredibly dedicated and on a mission of self-growth that, like, a couple steps back feels like a downward spiral, but it's not. You're good. Just go back to the basics, go back to your practices, and you will get back right to where you feel comfortable and in your power and in your sovereignty. Sovereignty is huge. Sovereignty, validation. You don't need validation anymore from anyone else, because you now validate yourself. Okay? And when you do that, once you get to that place, that is so magnetic and that attracts your soul tribe, and that attracts some really beautiful things. So wow, what a beautiful night. Wow. Okay. Well, I think that is that for now, but I'm excited. I'm really excited. So remember, explore that place and those feelings. And when you're in your work, and that doesn't necessarily have to be career, but when you are tapped into what you feel is your soul purpose, remember to be there and tap into that energy, because it will fuel you. Okay, well, I'm excited. I'm very excited, and sending so much love your way, and to be continued.